Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again thank you for stopping by. So it's the next installment of my motor comparison speedrun videos. So this car was last out with the Tamiya Super Stock BZ motor. On the 2S run we achieved 36.6 miles an hour, and on the 3S run we achieved 49 miles an hour. That's on a 69.2 spur 36 pinion. So in this video there's a couple of things to do before we take it out and run it. So the motor upgrade is from the Tamiya Super Stock BZ to the Tamiya Super Stock RZ. Slightly more RPM, less torque. The BZ motor is the sort of off-road motor, more torque, less RPM, but this is more of the on-road touring car motor. Last time out I didn't feel this ran really well, and we had a massive jump when we went from 2S to 3S. So this is going to answer a couple of questions for me. That 49 miles an hour we achieved on 3S with the BZ seems a little bit false. I don't know if the GPS was playing up or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see what this does on 2S and 3S. So I'm expecting a small jump up, but I don't think it'll be anything major. But again, until you do these little tests, you just don't know what the outcome's going to be. So as I said, before we get to that, I feel that these belts need tightening now, especially the front. So before we whiz the car out, we'll tighten these belts up, and then we'll swap the motors over. So if you're not interested in that stuff, just fast forward to the actual running of the car. But if not, stay with us and let's get these belts tightened. So as I said, I feel that these belts are a little bit slack, probably difficult to tell on here. That's the rear, that's the front. They felt slack to me when I ran it last time. I think what I'm going to do, it's funny as well, these belts must contract with heat and the temperatures, because when I'd finished with this car, that front felt a lot looser to me, and now when I feel it, the rear feels a little bit looser, and it was the opposite way around before, so that's a little bit odd. So I think what we'll do is, I think it's just a case of take these turnbuckles, unclip them, unclip the shocks, and then unbolt these 4 bolts, which will take this alloy cover off, which should allow the spool to come out, and then I should be able to get into it. The adjustments, you're not going to be able to see this, but the adjustments are in there. There's where the bearing sits in, that housing, you just turn that round slightly. It's it's grooved all the way around, and you move it out, I don't know if it's forward or back, and that'll stretch the belt. So I think we'll move it round once and then feel the belt, and then we'll know, because if it goes too tight on that setting, then we know that we can leave it like this. So let's get cracking with that. Right, so as I thought, that worked, unclipped that, and then that just lifts straight off, which allows us now to lift the spool out. These ridges here, I don't know if you can see them, these ridges here are adjusters, and they're sort of locate within this bottom alloy housing. So it's just a case of lifting them, moving them around one. I'm guessing it's going to go anti-clockwise to stretch it, but we'll have a play with that now. Right guys, that's the front end done. It's quite fiddly to get them lined up correctly once it's sort of in the car the way I'm doing it. But as you can see, this is a rear that's untouched. I just feel that's too slack, and the front now, which has been adjusted, I think that's about right. It feels right to me, and that feels slack. So now, same with the back end. Let's take the top of the shocks off, turnbuckles off, and then again this plate should just lift straight out. And with a lot more fiddling around, that's the back diff in position. It's really difficult when it's in the car to line these up, because it's quite a tight fit. Obviously you've got the tension of the belt, and when you sit it in, they tend to move, and they have to be exact. So that's in position now. Just put that camera up. So the rear belt now, if you push down on it, front belt, pretty much the same. So yeah, let's build this back end back up. Right, just giving it a quick bench test, all seems great. As I say, I guess if we're getting a lot slower speeds from the RZ than the BZ, then I know that the belts are too tight, but I honestly don't think they are. And the meshing's about cock on now, so let's get it out and see what it can do. Right guys, so Tamiya Super Stock RZ motor on 2S. We'll just give it a little blast just to make sure, because as I say, the belts have been tightened. Terrible conditions again, unfortunately. It's about -5. See, that's going to happen a lot. It's going to be very difficult to get the power down, especially on 3S. Just sliding. Oh dear. It's just pulling to the side as well. Right, let's take it up a bit, see if we get a bit of a flyby. We'll just give it, just give it a little bit. I just want to make sure the GPS is working, which it is. So, like, let's take it up. Oh, I can't tell you how cold it is out here, guys. Oops. Right, last flyby, take it further up, try to get a longer run. See what that did. Oh dear. See what that did. Right, that was 58 kilometers an hour, so I know straight away that's 1 kilometer down from the BZ, which is not good. So let's change the battery and let's get the 3S in there. Right guys, 3S time for the speed run. So the speed to beat would be 79 kilometers an hour, but I think conditions are going to play a part in this today. Didn't even touch the steering then, guys. Yeah, and again, not touched it. Very difficult. Right, let's try one big flyby. Getting hard work this in these conditions. One more, because it seems to be easier for me this way around. Right, let's bring that back, see what that was. Still bloody quick. See what that was. 76 kilometers an hour. So that's 3 kilometers an hour down. So we've probably lost about 1 mile an hour with this, guys. 1.5 miles an hour. 1 mile an hour, less than 1 mile an hour on 2S, and probably about 1.5 miles an hour on 3S. So that's pretty disappointing, to be honest, for all the work of swapping it over and getting out and doing it. But as I say, -5, the BZ was running in +2. So I'm guessing that plays a part. Or maybe this motor's older, I don't know. I mean, it's still bloody quick, don't get me wrong. So that's the end of a brush motor test, because I haven't got any others to test. So this will be out next time with the Tamiya brushless setup, the 10.5 motor. So I'll have to work out what the RPM is on that, because I think it's a 3300 kV motor. But anyway, we'll do that next video. So once again, guys, thanks for watching, it's much appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. If you do that, smash that notification bell for our weekly videos. And as always, guys, happy RCing.